Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Music Scene Investigation. Rich Wildman here. I'm going to be your host, and we're glad that you've taken the time out of your busy day to join us today. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to the broadcast today. We've got a lot of things going around in the world of music. We're going to get to it today after we meet our panelists. So, first of all, let's go to New York City, meet our panelist, Mr. Tom Chianti, and find out how he's doing today. Tom, are you doing all right today?
I actually think I am. I may even go outside and sample fresh air.
Fresh air, a thing that you don't sample a lot of, I know.
No. You know, I'm locked in the studio 24/7. I sleep in my chair. I have a rather long tube that we won't talk about.
They slide meals through the slot in the door?
No, they just pour them on the floor.
Oh, okay. Well, at least they give you a straw. So
yeah, this is true.
That's good. All right, Tom, thanks for being with us. I appreciate that. Mr. Ian Husbands, who was waving at me just a second ago, all the way over in London, England. Ian, hello. Hello.
Oh, hello. Yes. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Doing well today. How are you?
Yeah, I'm tired, man. It's been a manic rehearsals, gigs, all sorts of things going on. So I'm tired.
One thing people don't realize is that not only are you a panelist on the broadcast, but you're also a working musician. I mean, you're not sitting on your laurels or sitting in the panel chair just kicking your feet up every day. You're out actually working.
Yeah, I actually do a full-time job as well as still play and do the show and various other things like promoting artists and lots of stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, before we get to the promotion part, and I want to do that before we get into our music today, but I want to ask you about our Be a Witness poll from last week.
We had some good results, actually.
Yeah, every week we ask everybody in the audience to join us and let us know what you think of the music you hear on the show. We want you to be a witness. Let us know if you think song 1, 2, 3, whatever the case is, which one's better in what categories we have listed on that page. And we'll be doing the same thing today, but let's find out how everybody fared from last week. So, Ian, I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, last week we had the Poppy Brothers, song number 3, with Too Far Gone as our song of the week, and our audience did agree with us. Not quite across the board on songwriting and performance, they got 100% of the votes, but on mix and production, they only got 64% of the votes, so people did think the other stuff was a bit better.
All right, so everybody's vote does count, and we'd love to hear from them. So that's good news. And I appreciate your being here as well, Ian. I want to introduce our guest panelist to you today, a good friend of mine from way back, and we're happy to have him with us always, Mr. Ken Scott, that voice guy. How you doing, Ken?
Hello. Doing good, Rich. How are you?
Doing all right, man. I know that you've forgone all your toys today and are just sitting here. It's kind of like Eva Longoria without any makeup on today.
I take it.
So,
yeah. I'm just Skyping on my laptop. You can see all the goodies in the background. It's just for show today. That's all it is.
Well, I tell you, speaking of shows, you've been busy. I know you've been busy. We've had the Bigfoot. We've got UFOs. And I meant to ask you, how's Ryder doing? She still kicking?
She's still kicking. She's still wearing those outfits that she should get arrested in, as far as I know. But, I don't think they picked up the show for another run. There was an original 6 episodes. And everything that I read on it was that the ratings were good. In fact, it was their best ratings on a Friday night on, what channel was that on? It was Nat Geo, right?
Right.
Nat Geo on Friday nights that they've had in several years. So to me, I thought, well, that's good.
I was a fan of the show, I got to say. If nothing else, but because you were the narrator on it. But I got to tell you, not only did I tune in for you, Ken, I also tuned in for Ryder. I got to admit it.
Yeah, and I think more people probably tune in for Ryder than they ever tuned in for me, you know, just to be fair. But yeah, I like the show myself. Eventually, at first it was, to me, just seemed way too much like Finding Bigfoot. But it eventually started, I don't know, who knows, maybe they'll bring it back someday. But
well, you got me to the show, but she kept me there. How's that?
I can live with that.
I know. So, all right. So, Chasing UFOs, what's next on the agenda for Mr. Ken Scott, the voice guy?
Well, first of all, I have to ask you, are those the same headphones you always wear, or are those new?
These are my zip line headphones. What I can do with these is I can take and run a zip line here. That way, when I'm going down the line, I can flail and scream like a 10-year-old girl the way it was meant to be. I
mean, you look just like an alien. I mean, that's just so awesome. I guess I just didn't notice. Maybe I don't look at you enough. Maybe that's the problem. But I just somehow...
We all don't look at Rich enough.
Yeah. But I noticed...
I'd say it was too much, to be honest.
What are those, AKGs? What are they?
Actually, these are AKGs, yeah.
Okay. They're his ears, really.
They're the K240s.
The K240s. Okay. Somebody want to get that? Okay. But to answer your question, these days I'm starting on a new show. It actually is supposed to premiere somewhere in the middle of November. There's no set date yet for a new show on. It's either the Biography Channel or the History Channel. I think it's the Biography Channel. I should know these things, but anyway, it's a program called Haunted Encounters, and it's basically what you think it is. It's a group of people that go around to haunting sites, spend the night with their little night vision goggles, and hear things and see things and wet their pants, and and it's a TV show. It's a new improved version of the Ghostbusters, and you get to be a big part of it. Yeah, I mean, unlike the other two shows where I do minimal voicing, where I do the introductions and trivia questions and bumpers and so forth, this one I actually narrate from start to finish. You'll hear my voice anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, which will make people like you very happy. Oh, absolutely. I'm going to be tuning in for that one.
I mean, do you do any specific type of vocal exercises to sustain that verbosity?
Well, I used to. I mean, it's a legitimate question. I don't know if you meant it to be one, but I actually used to do some vocal exercises, and I'm trying to remember. Oh, well, the only one I remember, I actually had a voice doctor over in Dayton I would drive to. There are no voice doctors in Indianapolis, oddly enough. But I drive to Dayton, and he got me started on some vocal exercises, one of which was just seeing how long I could sustain certain notes. And you have to have your lips pressed together and just make a vibrating sound like a... And I'm not going to carry it on because, I could go on like that for a straight 2 minutes, no problem. But I'm not even sure. I'm not sure what that does exactly, but anyway, he'd have me doing that, several different notes, and then I'd start my day. So
it warms your lips up,
that's a good thing to keep in mind, because if we have an extra 2 minutes at the end of the show, we'll just go to you.
for a tone, yeah, okay. Sure, no problem.
Now, so we've got the new broadcast. Now, I understand that this is more of a long-form narration than what previous ones have been. Right. Yeah. Like I mentioned, instead of just doing the introduction and the bumpers, I actually do narrate the show in the more traditional sense, to where you hear me. You can tune in the show and you're going to hear me. You're going to hear me probably within a few seconds. Obviously, the principal actors on the show are going to be talking a lot, but it's one of those shows that doesn't have a lot of non-voiceover spots. It's just non-stop talking. It's either me or them. So. Right. Now, out in the audience, Mark, one of our guys in the audience, is saying that he loves your voicing that you did with the Blue Man Group. Oh, somebody's either got a great set of golden ears or they know who I am. He's done his research, I think.
Okay. Well, thank you it was Mark, right?
Right.
Mark, thank you very much. Yeah, Blue Man Group. Matter of fact, when they started touring a few years ago, I did that through tour design here in Indianapolis, and yeah, I insisted. I told them I want this tour, and so I don't do them at this present time, but for the first several years of their touring, I was the voice. I wrote, edited, voiced all of those radio ads and the audio for the TV ads. Yeah, that was so much fun. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I tell you, I'm a big fan of the Blue Man Group, and I got to give credit to you because I think it was you who also turned me on to the Blue Man Group.
I may have. Every time I see you, I think Blue Man Group. I'm not really sure why.
It's because no hair. Yeah.
It was either that or the blue skin. I wasn't sure, but okay.
Yeah, people don't really know that I go through a 14-hour makeup regimen before every broadcast.
Yeah, and I'm a little colorblind too because you look blue to me right now. That's my problem though. But yeah, well, that's cool that somebody would bring up Blue Man Group, something out of my past. That's really neat. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, it's the amount of different artists that you've worked with, different programs you've worked on. I mean, you have a huge and well-rounded repertoire, and as I said before the broadcast today, it's getting bigger and bigger every time we talk to you.
I'm sorry, you said my what is well-rounded?
I said it's getting bigger and bigger. Your repertoire.
Oh, yeah, my repertoire, which is
repertoire.
British for what?
Repertoire. Let me
resume.
Yeah, let me say it in Southern American English. Your something we'll both understand. Your repertoire.
Is that like yippee-ki-yay?
Yeah, it's kind of like yippee-ki-yay.
Like a battle cry. Repertoire.
Exactly.
I don't want people to know where I'm from. So,
well, I'll tell you,
it's
going to be a real treat to see what you have to say with regards to the artist on today's show, and we're going to get to that in just a second, though. But before we do that, I know that Ian's got a special treat for us, so I want to turn it over to Ian very quickly. Ian?
Well, one of our guests, Paul Miro, is in the process of releasing his album. And we've done a little bit of a video for him, which he's adopted as his promo video for one of the songs from the album, which I'm really chuffed about. So we're going to let you see that today.
All right. So here it is, everybody. A special video from a special guest.
Trying to make the down payment on a pricey little sugar shack. Far from the tweakers and the bases and the things that they don't do for crack. Sometimes it's like being in the backseat of a car. Yeah, you take it all away and find you didn't get all that far. Hey everybody, I'm a borderline clone. My head's on fire, but my feet are stone. Mind over matter is a waste of time. 'Cause baby, I don't matter and you don't mind. Don't you worry about my heart and soul. I'm on one, so the other, and now I'm a borderline clone. Just a borderline clone. Yeah, I'm a borderline clone. Just a borderline clone. I remember somebody saying order's gonna be restored, but they're all gonna forget your name before you're out the door. Whenever there's a fight, it's always about who gets what. Then they got to cover up till it hits the spot. Everybody take a hold and then fill it up. I got to find an easy way to stop me killing someone. Come on, everybody take a hold and then fill it up. I got to find an easy way to stop me killing everyone. Hey everybody, I'm a borderline clone. My head's on fire, but my feet are stone. Mind over matter is a waste of time. 'Cause baby, I don't matter and you don't mind. Don't you worry about my heart and soul. I'm on one, so the other, and now I'm a borderline clone. Just a borderline clone. Yeah, I'm a borderline clone. Just a borderline clone.
So that was Borderline Clone there by Mr. Paul Miro, and if you are interested in helping him by pledging for his album, go over to paulmiro.com. That's paulmiro.com/pledge, and you can pick up loads of bonus material over there. You can become an executive producer, handwritten lyrics, and all sorts of good stuff. And we're at about 61% at the moment of the way there, so we really do need a bit more help. But please, enjoy the video and what else is going out with all the bonus material he's sending out, and get your pledging.
All right, borderline clone, Mr. Paul Miro. Now, gentlemen, we have a task ahead of us, and it is not an easy one by any means. And want you guys to get your headphones on, get your listening ears on, and give song number 1 a listen to on today's Music Scene Investigation.
Nothing's happening, then you get back clean.
Song number one on today's Music Scene Investigation. We're going to take and go right over to Mr. Ian Husbands, find out what he thought first. Ian, your thoughts on this track?
Yeah, so we got like a Sheryl Crow type country sort of track, and generally I think it's very, very well done. I like the guitar tones. I did find the acoustics were a bit cutty and a bit metallic in places. But I mean, otherwise than that, it was, the guitars were sitting nicely together. The bass tone was very smooth. I liked the drums and where they sat. The biggest problem for me was the vocals on this. They didn't seem to sit in the mix consistently or out front. They were just weren't quite as present as I'd like to have heard them. And I think the vocalist could have done a better performance on the recording, to be honest. She's a bit whiny and a bit pitchy in places. I mean, there's a good song sitting here. There's a strong hook. There's a strong chorus. I'm going to guess it's called Midnight Driving. There's good use of harmonies, and the song actually has an ending. There's no horrible fade-outs or anything like that. So, good arrangement. The lead guitarist is played well. It's simple, but it's slick, and I like that. It's just that vocalist. Not too keen on her voice, and I think she needs to concentrate on her performance and get that down better. There is a good song here, but everything else has been quite well delivered, and she's kind of let it down from that point of view.
All right, Ian, I appreciate your thoughts. And Mr. Tom Chianti. Tom, what do you think of track number one?
Well, I have to agree with most of what Ian said. You know, everything sat right, and the vocal did disappear a lot. The backgrounds were good. You could hear them. I think the problem is here is the song should be dropped raised up a bit in key, because it sounded like she's singing all in her lower register and was hesitant about really going for it. I detected a lot of hesitancy and safe. And when she went to those low notes, she got a little weak. So I think the song needs to be put in her key. And as far as everything else go, I really like the bass, solid playing. The drums were cool. The cymbals got a little gushy for me, but I can live with that because they weren't really predominant. And yes, there is a good song here. It's got a decent hook, and everything is in place. You know, it happens in a coherent progression where things are where you would expect them, and they are done well and connected well.
All right, Tom, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Now let's go to Mr. Ken Scott, that voice guy. Ken, what do you think?
Honky tonkin' goodness. Yeah, clearly I think, a country song. Probably not pop enough or slick enough for today's country sound. I agree with both of the other gentlemen. They are gentlemen, yeah. The female vocalist, not bad, but not great. Sounded to me like maybe it was mixed on, maybe from the stage. I don't know. Something was a little interesting about the voice, like was mentioned. Sounded a lot like some of the better local bands in my years in country radio that you see every time you go out to do a club somewhere. But probably, in just my opinion, probably not a nationwide commercial success here. But yeah, one of the better local or regional sounds for a country band. Yeah, that's my opinion.
All right, I appreciate that, Ken. Thank you very much. Now, let me introduce the song to you. Song number one was, as Ian said, called Midnight Driving by Alex Cartwright. We appreciate Alex sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. Thank you very much, Alex. If you'd like to get your track on Music Scene Investigation, it's easy to do. All you have to do is go to MusicSceneInvestigation.com. At the top of the page, you'll see a Submit a Song link. Hit that. It's right up there, right by the home button. You can't miss it. And sign up on the site. Submit your music to us. We draw 3 every week for review by our panelists, all done randomly and above board as well. And we'd love to have your music appear on the show. All right, gentlemen, we have 2 more tracks to listen to. let's go ahead and give a listen to track number 2 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Here it is, everybody. Enjoy.
Your life every day. Wanna shift through life instead of drive. Can't wait to wake up to a day free from this pain I hide inside. Time's free, but I always seem to pay. Gotta give time to heal right. Don't wait to give back all the pain. Too late, it's your turn to die. Walk my way. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. I say, if you piss your life away, I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. I stuffed the implants of this place, then I ate her all night to taste of might. I'll show you talent comes from a place talentless, better fucking step aside. I'm East Coast, so you know I'm fucking in my place and pounce on sets, see pose of life. Maybe I don't belong here to stay, but truth makes up all of my lies. Walk my way. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. I say, if you piss your life away, yeah. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. Gotta walk away. Gotta walk away. Gotta walk away. Gotta walk my way. Walk my way. You gotta walk my way. Just walk my way, yeah, walk my way. I can't stand the fakeness of this place. All you legends in your mind, backstabbing, stabbing back with my face. Soft bitch gonna see my wrath ignite. I'm East Coast, so you know I'll punch you in the face and expose your shit in plastic life. Why should I tone it down just to play? Cause truth makes up all of my lies. Walk my way. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. I say, if you piss your life away, yeah. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. Walk my way. You gotta walk my way. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. I say, if you piss your life away, yeah. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray.
All right, there's track number 2 on today's MSI. We're going to start things out with Tom this time around. Tom, what do you think of track number 2?
Yeah, there's something going on here I kind of like. My biggest concern was the balance between the verse into the chorus. It just didn't seem to flow balance-wise. Choruses should be bigger, but this was just louder also. I like the background vocals. I love the lead performance energy in it. Drums were a little back. Bass could have been more pronounced. It has 99% of a good groove. I think they could be tighter or add some type of an alternative groove in there to really make it move. It has a lot of energy, but I felt it should swing more a little bit. And overall, a better mix and a little push on the groove, and I think they got something.
All right, Tom, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Mr. Ken Scott, your thoughts on this track?
Well, I thought it was pretty well mixed. Vocals were clear and understandable, which I like. I thought the background vocals were nice, especially in some parts. It just was really nice. I hate the vocoder sound. Always have. I thought it was okay when I heard it on the Cher song, but after that, the novelty was gone. I know it's a cool sound, and so I understand the temptation for those who have it to want to use it. I get that completely. I have lots of cool toys too, bells and whistles. But yeah, to me, it's just way overused, and I cringe every time I hear it. But yeah, I think there's some potential for commercial success here. But to me, it sounds a little bit more like an album cut. I don't know. Good energy, as Tom mentioned. Overall, I give it 1.5 thumbs up.
All right. I appreciate that, Ken. And Mr. Ian Husbands. Ian, what do you think?
I like this. This has got a really strong groove. It's, I mean, generally it's got a good mix. I did feel overall the thing that problemed me with this was that it was all, especially on the vocal was very hot, and it was all there was a lot of top range going on in the EQ, and it was just a bit too sharp for my liking. It did make the vocal stick out the track probably a little bit too much. I found that the vocal a little bit too dominant. And, you know, you had a really nice bass level on the verses with the drums, and then that all sort of disappeared when everything kicked in the choruses. So I would say the track's probably been a bit over-compressed as a general whole, and the whole thing's a little too hot. I mean, love the intro, the way it was all in, and it was that, you know, very, very short time before the vocal comes in. The arrangement was strong. I disagree with Tom. I think the way the verses and the choruses played with each other was very good. I liked the way it was a bit different and not necessarily what you were expecting. I mean, to me, this had a feel of bands like Incubus about it. There's that kind of cleverness going on underneath there. But it really did lack that bass and those drums on them choruses to drive it on through. And that's my biggest problem with this. I mean, there's lots of attention to detail. I mean, I liked the subtle use of the effects. I liked the sort of ear candy that was going on with little backing vocals sort of panning left and right in places and stuff like that. I liked the ending where the sort of band stopped dead, but the vocals just carried on over with a few harmonies and backing vocals going on. And little things like on the choruses, the way the guitar riff was mirroring some of the vocal parts for half the verse, which I thought was really good.
All right, I appreciate that, Ian. Thank you. Let me take a second to introduce that track to everybody. And please, Miles, if you have anything to say about a song, say it in the chat room. We also give you a chance at the end of the show to go and be a witness to let us know what you think about the 3 tracks specifically that were played in the categorized polling we take, and we reveal that next week to you to let you know what everybody thought. That song is called Shades of Grey by Permanent Ability. Shades of Grey and Permanent Ability, we appreciate their sending that track in. By the way, Ian, before I forget, Twitter's exploding on my system here. Everybody seems to really love the video, wanting to know how they can see more of it. How can they get that video if they want it?
I will put the YouTube link up, actually, then. I will tweet that out in a second.
All right. I appreciate that. Now, gentlemen, we have a third song to take a listen to, so I want to do that right now if we can. So without further ado, here is track number 3 on today's Music Scene Investigation.
There is a man in front of the river. I can remember his face now. He sings an old song with his broken voice. Bohemian look, sparkling eyes. Catches my hand and tells me, sit down and listen to me. I wanna tell you my own history now. Once upon a time, so long ago, there was a boy that had a dream. A boy that had a dream. The man remembered the moment the battles to pain. I don't choose from the eyes of the old man. Tell me the secrets with words that guide me. Could you never forget your life made of steel, of frozen flames, burning flames in your mind? Falling in love, please rescue me. There was a time when I was younger, when I fought against the dragons with my sword, and the demons talked to me behind the shadows. A lovely princess says magic words, and now I'm feeling cold. Remembering the screams of my enemies, I'll never forget it. I don't choose from the eyes of the old man. Tell me the secrets with words that guide me. Could you never forget your life made of steel, of frozen flames, burning flames in your mind? Falling in love, please rescue me.
He said a prayer in the enchanted lake. A two-headed eagle flew high over his head. There was no mercy in the battlefield. The gods of war were by my side. Sacrifice and blood.
That is track number 3 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Want to go straight over to Mr. Ken Scott, find out what he thought. Ken, your thoughts on track 3?
You really care what I think? Really?
Absolutely. Wouldn't ask if I didn't.
Good point. Okay. I thought it was a little slow-paced from the beginning. When it was slow, then, of course, the change of pace, a little bit jarring for me, but it was the first time I heard the song. The second time, probably okay. Vocals seemed, I don't know, a little flat in some places, maybe. Heard some Pink Floyd influence a little bit here and there. Maybe it's just me, but I like that. Big Pink Floyd fan, so there were some parts that made me think of it. Pink Floyd. Always liked the Spanish guitar, which I heard bits of here and there. The song might work well as part of a David Lynch film soundtrack, maybe. All the guitar play I thought was good. I'm not a musician, but it sounded good to me. A song I'd probably enjoy more under psychedelic influence, but I'm not now, and it still was not bad. So I liked it.
Excellent. All right, Ken, I appreciate that. And Mr. Ian Husbands, your thoughts on this particular track?
Let's get this out of the way. It's got to fade out. I don't like it.
Don't like the whole track or just the fade out?
No, it's just the fade out. I don't like fade outs. I don't do them. They're talking about it in chat, so I'm just going to nip it in the bud now. And the outro was too long as well while we're at it. I think someone in the fade out said a tad self-indulgent, and I agree. I mean, don't get me wrong, though. Musically, this track is fantastic. Mix-wise, tone-wise, performance-wise, I mean, that Spanish guitar, that deep tone on that acoustic guitar is lovely. The bass sounds good. The drums are strong. The metal guitar sound they've got coming in is fantastic. And it really is a track full of strong dynamics and strong drama. And you could feel the drama coming. Wasn't quite sure what that little middleweight bit was about with the spoken word. Kind of lost me there a little bit. But, I mean, this comes right out the book of Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden for me, and reminds me a lot of his solo stuff, where he would do these sort of big, slow, powerful sort of rants almost in some cases. And this had the dynamics and the drama that they would capture, but that guy's voice isn't Bruce Dickinson's. And that is really where the problem laid for me. He's good, and he's obviously giving it his all. He's really, really trying hard on this, but it's just not quite working. Someone said something quite interesting in the chat. I think they said they would have preferred to have heard it in his native language. And I think that might have benefited him, because, you know, he's not thinking about a second language and trying to sing that and get the pronunciation right. It's, you know, do it how you feel more comfortable. And I think I would have preferred to feel it. You know, I don't need to always understand the words to get the power and the performance of the vocalist. And I think this time round it was, he could do with getting that vocal a lot tighter. And he's obviously worked really hard, and I don't want to take that away from him. The first part of it, and I don't know if anyone will agree with me on this, where it's all the acoustic guitars and that sort of intro and that drama building, reminded me a bit of the Reverend, played by Phil Lynott in Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds.
Interesting.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I mean, it really is well mixed. It's well performed, except for that vocalist. He needs to tighten that up and, you know, stop maybe trying to be Bruce Dickinson and be himself a little bit.
All right, Ian, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Mr. Tom Chianti, what do you think of track 3?
I love the guitar mix that they came up with in the intro. It's very rough to just have your guitar out there bare and naked and have it sound in tune and not hear fret noise and everything. Well played. Everybody was well played. My main problem with the vocal is he is giving it his all, and it's just very pitchy, and that talking part, you know, is too low to really make out. And overall, I think if they had put a few extra minutes into just making the vocal sound a little bit special, it would have stood out more. It was borderline too low for me in spots. All in all, well put together, well thought out. I don't mind fade outs, you know. So I mean, I won't.
You're wrong, man.
I won't hold that against them. But well played, well thought out. The vocal needs to be redone. He's got to relax, breathe, get himself in that dramatic area and really nail it. I mean, you can get away with some pitchiness on talk, singing, and stuff if you're, you know, really got a strong voice. And I think he's got a strong voice. Again, it's maybe a rehearsal point where he's got to really listen to the track and float with it more. But outside of the vocal, I think it's the mix could have been tighter. It could have been a little clearer, but they got the guitar mixes where they have multiple layers of guitars going, which I really like. But the mix could be better. It's a good demo with a bad vocal.
All right, Tom, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Want to take and introduce that track to everybody. That track is called The Old Man by MrDayTodie, and we appreciate their sending that track in to Music Scene Investigation. Now, before we send it over to the panelists for their selection of Song of the Week, I want to remind everybody about that Be a Witness button to the right-hand side of the video if you're watching over at MusicSceneInvestigation.com. You want to make sure you click on that, Be a Witness, let us know what you think of the tracks you've heard on today's broadcast. Also want to remind everybody that on Butterflies Radio this Tuesday, Twitter Tuesday Live, once again, the Velma's Mike Grosshandler is going to be their guest this week. So join Twitter Tuesday Live. You can hear it over at butterfliesradio.com and on MSI Radio right here on this site as well. All right, gentlemen, you have a tough task ahead of you, and you got to select a Song of the Week. So I'm going to let you do it, let you argue it out, try to convince each other otherwise, whatever the case might be.
For me, it's no question, really. I think I'm going to go with number 2. I think it's most contemporary. It was the best overall song and probably the best produced and mixed, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with number 2.
All right. Tom? Ken?
Tom Ken?
Tom Ken.
Sounds
Ken
like we're a
Tom.
couple.
Yeah, I know. It's a new toy from Remco.
Tomcat? Tom Ken? No, I don't. No, he's not my
Tom
type.
Ken, the clone Barbie doll.
Tom, you want to go first, or we could talk over each other? What do you think about that?
Well, put your arm up. We'll arm wrestle. I'll go. I agree with Ian. I would have gone, if the vocal had been better, it would have been hands down number 3. But I have to go with Ian on as much as I hate it, because he always takes too long in front of me in the urinal. So,
I don't know why.
but
that's
like most of my humor, nobody knows why it's funny.
It's really funny because I'm over in the UK and he's in New York. That's a long queue.
funny. Yeah.
Long line, yeah.
Thanks for the translation. Q line.
Number 2.
All right, Ken, we'll leave it to you.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Q. A lot of people here don't know that means line. But anyway, maybe it's just people from the South. So, okay, I just embarrassed myself. Well, I'm going to have to go completely against both of these guys and say that I like song number 2.
All right. So that's a split decision then.
It's kind of a split. No, and my thoughts on it were basically what these guys said. Of the 3, it was the best. Now, the last time I was on, it was really tough, and I guess I was kind of anticipating it to be the case. I liked all 3 songs the last time I was on. I can't tell you what the songs were. I don't have a good memory, but I just remember how great all 3 were. And here today, I think overall, there were a couple of them were pretty good. But yeah, I think the one that stood out the most was the middle one. That's what I'm going to call it, the middle one, because I'm the middle one in this group, in this motley crew, which would make me Mo, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Larry.
Larry? Oh, well.
Mo Larry Curly.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, song number 2.
I would be Mo, would I?
Yeah. Somebody's got to be Mo. All right, unanimous decision this week. Song number 2, Permanent Abilities, Shades of Grey, is our Song of the Week. Big congratulations to them. Want to remind you, don't leave the show. If you want to see Borderline Clone again, we'll play that after the credits for you, so stick around for that. Ken, always a pleasure to have you, man. I really appreciate it every time you come on.
Well, it's always a pleasure to come on, and I always appreciate that you send me an email to remind me so that, a couple hours before the show time so that I can get up out of bed and take a shower and actually, be on the show. So thank you for that.
That was in your contract. I really appreciate it. ThatVoiceGuy.com is where you can find out more about Ken. Again, ThatVoiceGuy.com.
Yes.
I really appreciate the fact that you showered. You look just so brilliantly clean and coiffed, and you put us all to shame.
It's my makeup crew. They're top notch, and I have to give them all the credit in the world. So,
and every voice guy should have a makeup crew. That's the truth.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
All right. Thanks again, everybody, for being with us. We really appreciate it. We're going to play out now with Shades of Grey by Permanent Ability. Again, join us next week right here, Music Scene Investigation. It's where you're going to get all of the reviews you can use as an indie artist. That's all there is to that. Here it is, Shades of Grey by Permanent Ability.
Clutch of life every day. Wanna shift through life instead of drive. Can't wait to wake up to a day free from this pain I hide inside. Time's free, but I always seem to pay. Gotta give time to heal right. Don't wait to give back all the pain. Too late, it's your turn to die. Walk my way. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. I say, if you piss your life away, I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of grey. I stuffed the implants of this place, then I ate her all night to taste the might. I'll show you talent comes from a place talentless, better fucking step aside. I'm East Coast, so you know I fucking earn my place. And pounce on sets, see pose of life. Maybe I don't belong here to stay, but truth makes up all of my lies. Walk my way. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. I say, if you piss your life away, yeah. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. Gotta walk away. Gotta walk away. Gotta walk away. Gotta walk my way. Walk my way. You gotta walk my way. Just walk my way. Yeah, walk my way. I can't stand the fakeness of this place. All you legends in your mind, backstabbing, stabbing back with my face. Soft bitch gonna see my wrath ignite. I'm East Coast, so you know I'll punch you in the face and expose your shit in plastic life. Why should I tone it down just to play? Cause truth makes up all of my lies. Walk my way. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. I say, if you piss your life away, yeah. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. Walk my way. You gotta walk my way. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray. I say, if you piss your life away, yeah. I know you run from something, but not all days are shades of gray.
not a man.